Yes, people. Um, I just thought I'd talk about this Chat GTP, GPT, and Google, and this kind of threat that people are thinking onto Google's search engine, and this kind of idea that I've had with a few people that Google's dead now, and GPT is going to take over. I don't think that's the case. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's not the case. If we look at Google and the way they generate revenue by people putting in some sort of search query, and then them getting a load of results coming back on their page, on their retail space where they put adverts up on. And the results that they get back are a number of results. So it means really that the user that's typed in this query looks around the page, browses around the page, scrolls up and down, goes to the second page, back and forth. And because of that whole activity they're doing, Google has the retail space, so to speak, or the advertising space to then actually put paid ads up there. And that's how they make most of their revenue. GPT, on the other hand, doesn't really work like that. You put in a very specific question and you get one very specific answer, which then your attention goes on to that answer and you start to read that answer and that answer alone. So you don't go around across the screen looking at other things. So GPT as a search engine rivaling something like Google isn't really feasible. You can't create a business model out of GPT as a search engine. Furthermore, when you think about it, the cost of getting a answer on GPT will be considerably higher than the cost of getting an answer on Google. Google goes around with a web crawler, indexes all these pages, or first of all crawls all these pages, and then puts it up into an index. And then when a user comes along and creates enters in a search query, they can index those pages. They've already indexed those pages and retrieve the information much more faster, and I believe much more cheaper. GPT wouldn't work like that. The cost per query will be a lot higher. So I can't see how GPT can create a revenue model to run all its infrastructure and all its queries on Azure by trying to rival Google search. That's not going to be the case in my belief. In fact, I'm pretty sure of this. What GPT will be good in is embedding into Microsoft services. So it looks like Microsoft, they've already put in 1 billion into GPT and they're looking to put another 10 billion into GPT. I don't know how much influence that will give them over Open AI and GPT and DALI and so on. But it seems like they're going to have quite a bit of influence. So I see GPT being embedded into Word, Excel, Visual Studio, as in the IDE for coding, and for people to be using GPT through those services to improve their productivity, and then probably paying a premium on top of their Word, Office, VS Code, Copilot subscriptions. I think, yeah, of course, it's going to take away some of the revenue from Google, but I don't think it will take away the most profitable revenue from Google. So I think that Google makes most of its money by asking a kind of wide question like a pair of, I don't know, jeans for men, size 32, slim fit. You know, that's where Google are going to make most of their money. I don't see you going into GPT and asking that question. So this idea of GPT taking over Google, I think is a bit kind of farcical. It's a bit kind of lazy in people's thinking, a bit kind of haphazard, reactionary. I think we have to settle down and have a good think about where GPT fits in and how it's actually a different product from classical search.